to-do about something. Much ado about something. Nothing. We would like to thank our sponsors, Brad Dell and Troy Rudder. Thanks. We will have one 15-minute intermission, and you can go out that hall for coffee or barbecue. Oh, no, you can't. You can go out that hall for the bathroom. Yeah. Emergency exits, if there's an emergency, there's one there, and then there's one there. And once again, thanks for coming to Much Ado About Something. Nothing.
Much ado about something.
I learned in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was knocked 3 leagues off and I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age. He hath done in the figure of a lamb, the feats of a lion. He hath bettered expectation. You expected me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There's none of the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua. Oh, he's returned, and he's as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed, I promised to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He has done good service, lady, in these wars.
You have musty victual, and he hath hoped to ease it. He's a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
A good soldier, too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. What is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But as for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
It's possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, that the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But who is his companion? Is there no young square now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You'll never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro's approached.
Your trouble. The fashion of this world is to avoid cost, yet you encounter it.
Never gave trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. Yet when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter?
I hath many times told her father so.
Was he in doubt that he asked you?
Signor Benedict, no, for then you were but a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We We may guess by this what you are, being a man. The lady mother's herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable mother.
If Madame Leonata be your mother, she would not have her head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like her as she is.
I wonder that you'll still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain. Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she has such meat food to feed as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Well, then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you accepted, and I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would also have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Well, God, keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other just gave a predestined scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way at God's name. I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Leonata, Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my good friend Leonata hath invited you all to stay. I tell her we shall stay at least a month, but she hardly prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome, my lady. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please that your grace lead on.
Your hands, Leonata. We'll go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonata?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should, for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I plead thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why? In faith, methinks she's too short for a high praise, or too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation can I afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thinkest thou in sport? I pray thee, tell me truly, how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yeah, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow.
In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and were she not possessed with a fury, seems her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I'd scarce trust myself if Hero would be my wife.
Is come to this? In faith, hath not the world one man but he will wear his cackle with suspicion? Or shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to, if faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you follow not the Leonatas?
I would, your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Do you hear, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have thee think so. But on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. Oh, with who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonada's short daughter.
If this were so, so were t'other.
Oh, like the old tale, my lord. It is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so.
If my passion changed not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen if you love her. For the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two troths and faith, my lord, I speak mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That woman conceived me. I thank her. But that she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a rich sheet winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is for the which I will go the finer. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
As time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write, "Here is good horse to hire." Let them signify under my sign, "Here you may see Benedict, the married man."
In the meantime, repair to Leonatus, commend me to her, and tell her I shall not fail her at supper. For indeed she hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you.
To the tuition of God. For my house, if I had it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mock not, mock not. Ere you flout old ends again, examine your conscience. And so I leave you.
My liege, your highness may do me good.
My love is thine to teach it but how. And thou wilt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath thee not any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she's her only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went onward on this ended action, I looked on her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to derive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and all that war thoughts have left their places vacant. No rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me to how fair young Hero is, saying, I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with the book of words. If thou dost love, fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with your mother. Was not to this end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
Oh, how sweetly do you minister to love that no loves grief by his complexion. But, lest my liking too sudden seem, I would have solved it with a longer treatise.
What needy bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look, what will serve is fit, and 'tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her mother will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What do we hear, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing bringeth it?
If not a present remedy, yet a patient sufferance.
I wonder thou, being as thou said that art born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make little show of this, until you can do so without controlment. You have of late set out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you nearly to his grace. For it is impossible you shall take root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is impossible, it is needful that you frame the season for your harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace, and it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied. But I am a plain dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make use of it all, for I use it only. Who goes there? What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince is royally entertained by Leonata, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve any model to build mischief on? Who is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who, the most exquisite Gladio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who, which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir to Leonata.
A very forward march take. How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer, as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudia, hand in hand in sad conference. I would me behind the arras, and there I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to the Count Claudia.
Come, let us thither. May this prove food for my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure, and will assist me.
To the death, my lady.
We'll wait upon your ladyship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw her not. Hardly that lady looks. I never can see her, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
She is of a very melancholy disposition.
You were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between her and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing. The other too like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
Well then, half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot on, and money enough in his purse. Such a man would win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall lessen God's sending that way. For it is said, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just, if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Ugh, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face.
Well, you may light upon a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that hath no beard is, he that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore will I even take sixpence in earnest of the beard and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell.
No, to the gate. There will the devil meet me, like an old cuckoo with horns on his head, and say, "Get you in, Beatrice, get you in. Here's no place for you maids." So deliver I up my apes and way to St. Peter. For the heavens he shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your mother.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, "As it please you." But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, "Mother, as it please me."
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered by a piece of valiant dust? To make account of her life to a clod of wayward marl? No, aunt, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly, I hold it a sin to match in my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
Revelers are entering!
If I could beat the Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If I could beat the Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If I could beat the Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Sigh no more, ladies. Sigh no more.
There's nothing warm in there at all. I miss the summer and the floating yellow leaves of fall.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company,
I may say so when I please,
and when please you to say so.
when I like your favor.
Speak low if you speak low.
But it's still winter in my heart.
Well, I would you did like me.
So would not I for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The hearers may cry amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Well, not now.
Oh, that I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. This was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he's the prince's jester. A very dull fool. None but libertines delight in him. Only the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleaseth men and angers them. And then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure, not marked or not laughed at, will strike him into melancholy. And then is a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. Come, we must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will lead them at the next turning.
That my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool? Ha! It may be. I go under that title because I am married. Yay? But so I am apt to do myself wrong. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the whole world into her person, so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor. The Lady Beatrice had a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh! She mishears me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, and that I was duller than a great saw, hurling jest upon me with such impossible commands that I stood like a man at a mark, with the whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned spit. Yea, and have cleft his club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her. Oh, I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly, while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary. And people go sin upon purpose because they would go thither. So indeed, all this quiet horror and perturbation follows her.
Oh, look, here she comes.
Would your grace would command me any service to the world's end. I will go now on the slightest errand to the Antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot. I'll fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy? You have no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir. Here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure this lady tongue.
Lady, you've lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Married once before, he wanted of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You've put him down, lady. You've put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I brought you Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad? Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is one. I have broke with her mother, and her goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take me and my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, it is your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let not him speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it. poor fool that keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him, he is in my heart. Thus goes everyone to the world but I. I'm sunburned. I may sit in a corner and cry, hi-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your fathers get in. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me? Lady.
No, my lord, unless I may have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me. And indeed, to be merry best becomes you, for indeed you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord. My mother cried, but then there was a star dance, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy on't. By your grace's pardon.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady. She cannot endure tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means, my lord. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
When mean you to go to church, Count Claudio?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love has its rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just seven-night, and a time too brief to have all things answer mind.
You shake the head at so long a breathing. But I warn thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will administer such assistance, as I will give thee direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watches.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to get my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest of husbands. Thus far can I praise him. He is of noble strain, approved valor, and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedict that in despite of his queasy stomach and quick wit, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I'll tell you of my drift.
It is so. Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonata.
Yea, my lady. But I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinal to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lady, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your ladyship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can at any unseasonable instant of the night appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life lies in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to tell him. Go then to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up to a contaminated stale such as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonata. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite him. I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe this without trial. So offer them instances which shall prove no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Claudio. And bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. In the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truths of her disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Prove this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be thou constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn the day of marriage.
Boy! Boy!
Signor.
In my window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I am here already, sir.
I know that. I would have thee hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn, by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music in him but the drum and the fife. And now will he rather listen to the tabor and the pipe. He would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor. And now will he like 10 night awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. And now is he turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. Shall I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I'll not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But till he had made an oyster of me, I'll take my oath on it, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come into my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be of what color it please God. Ha! The prince and Monsieur Love. I will hide me in the arbor.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord. How still the evening is, thus hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See where Benedict hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come, or slow, we'll hear that song again. Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore. To one thing consting never. Sigh not so, but let them go. And be you blind and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumb so dull and
Now divine air, now is his soul ravished. It's not strange this sheep's gut should hail souls out of men's bodies.
Bonnie, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, naughty, naughty. By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
No, Faith. Thou singest well enough for a spell.
And she'd been a dog that should have howled thus, they would have hanged her.
Faith, get us some excellent music, for tomorrow night we would have it outside the lady hero's bedchamber.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Come, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today that your niece Beatrice is in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, aye. Stuck on, this fellow sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Beat this hook well. This fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? No, you amaze me! I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
He has taken the infection. Hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known towards Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your daughter says, shall I, says she, that have so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now when she's beginning to write to him. For she'll up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she hath written a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper. You remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of?
Oh, when she had written and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheets. Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 half-pence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed, and the ecstasy hath so much overborne her, and my daughter is sometime afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. 'Tis very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it myself, but she will not discover it.
To what end? You would make but sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
Would she had bestowed this dotage on me, I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, let us tell Benedict of it and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
The hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he will love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her. Rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
It were good that she make tender of her love, for it is very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit. I'm sorry for your niece. Shall we go and tell Benedict of her love?
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
I wish he would modestly examine himself to see how unworthy he is of so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If you do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Wait, let us send her to call him into dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly badly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. Seems her affections have the full bent. Love me? Why? It must be requited. I hear how I'm censored. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that the lady will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them into mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth I can bear them witness. And virtuous, if 'tis so, I cannot reprove it, and wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit. Nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her! I may chance to have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed against marriage for so long, but doth not the appetite alter? The man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall these quips and sentences and paper bullets in the brain awe man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled! When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. This day she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Sweet Beatrice. I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those things than you take to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message.
Yea, senor, as much as you may take upon a knive's point and choke a dog withal.
Oh.
You have no stomach, senor. Very well.
Ha! Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. Well, that's as much to say that any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. I will go get her picture.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard and that our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou rehearsed us and bid her still to the pleached bower. There will she hide her to loosen our purpose. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it and leave us alone.
I'll make her come. I warrant you presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be of how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin.
Her look for Beatrice like a lapwing runs close by the ground to hear our conference. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirit is coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince when we trot forward.
And did they bid you tell her, madame?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them if they loved Benedict to wish him to wrestle his affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Oh, why did you so? Doth the gentleman not deserve as full fortune a bet as that which Beatrice might couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart a prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on. And her wit values itself so highly, all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. Thus it be not good she know of it, lest she make sport at it.
So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchased.
Sure, such carping is not commendable, yet tell her of it. See what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly I'll devise some honest slanders to strain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without judgment, with such swift and excellent a wit. She is so prized to have as to refuse such a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy. Always accepted, my dear Claudio.
Madame, be not angry with me for speaking my fancy of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
He did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madame?
Why, every day tomorrow, come go in. Why, I'll show these tires and have thy counsel, which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Oh, contempt. Farewell, and maiden pride. Oh, do! No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it, better than reportingly.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, then I head towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
That would be as great a soil in the gloss of your new marriage as to show a child his coat and forbid him to wear it.
Ah, gents. I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him truant. There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must hang it first and draw it afterwards.
Sigh for the toothache.
Well, every man cannot master grief, but he that has it.
Yet say I, he's no.
There's no appearance of fancy in him. Unless it be a fancy he hath to some strange disguise as to be a Dutchman today, a Frenchman tomorrow. Unless you have a fancy to this foolery as it appears he hath. He is no fool for fancy as you would have it appear he'd be.
If he not be in love with some woman, there's no believing old signs. A brush is his hat of mornings. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
Nay, but the barber's man hath been seen with him.
Indeed, he looks younger by the loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubs himself with civet.
And that's enough to say the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale. Conclude, he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too. I warrant one that knows him not.
Yes, and in all ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him. She shall be buried with her face upwards.
And yet, this is no charm for the toothache. Old madam, walk aside with me. I've said 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
Since even so, Hero and Margaret have by this play the part with Beatrice. And then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good den, sister?
If your leisure so might speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet till Claudio may hear, for what I speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does?
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, we pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and inveterate me, by that I now will manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath hoped to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent, and labor ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you when circumstances shortened, for she hath been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonada's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you have a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her, then tomorrow wed her, but it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so.
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her, tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, there will I stand with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witness. Bear coldly but till night, and let the issue show itself.
Day untowardly turned.
Mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the sequel.
Are you good men and true?
Give them her charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
George Seagull, sir. He can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. And therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrom men and bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Ah, why then, take no note of him, but let him go. And presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God that you are rid a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. And you shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to the watch.
Why? You speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. But only take care that your bills not be stormed, huh? And you are to call in all the alehouses, and bid them that are drunk get thee to bed.
How if they will not?
Why then let them alone until they are sober. And if they make you not then the better answer, you may say that they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir,
no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle and make with them, why the more is for your honesty.
But if we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands upon him?
Truly by your office you may. But I think they that touch pitch should be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is, and steal out of your company.
Oh, if you hear a child cry in the night, you must call a nurse and bid her still it.
But how if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why then depart in peace and let the child wake her with crying. For the ill that will not hear a lamb when it baws, will never answer a calf when it begs.
It is very true.
Well, masters, this is the end of your charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, byre lady, that I think I cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on't with any man who knows the statute. No, he may stay him. Marry not without the prince be willing. For indeed the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
Byre lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight chances, call up me, keep your fellows' counsels, and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you, watch about Madame Leonarda's door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there is great coil tonight. Adieu. Ah! Be vigilant. I beseech you.
What, Conrad?
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say. Here.
I'm at the elbow.
Mass in my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe the answer for that. And now for the tale.
Standing close to them under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I, like a true drunkard, will utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters. Yet stand close.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst have rather asked if any villainy should be so rich, for when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
I know this deformed. It has been a vile thief these 7 years. He goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Dost thou not hear somebody?
Twas a man. Twins man in the house.
Know then, that tonight I have wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans out her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times, good night. I tell thee still wildly. I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master, planted, placed, and possessed by my master Don John, saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought that Margaret was hero?
2 of them did, the Prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by her oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made, away when Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her as appointed the next morning, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he had seen overnight, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand! Call out the right master constable! We here have recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that was ever known to the Commonwealth.
And the deformed is one of him. I know him. He wears a lock.
Masters, masters.
You'll be made. Bring deformed forth, I warn you.
Masters.
Never speak, we charge you.
We are likely to prove a goodly commodity being taken up by these men's bills.
Come on, I need to question them, will you? Come, we'll obey you.
Wait, my cousin Beatrice to desire her to rise. I have a lady. And bid her come hither.
Well,
Troth, I think your other rubato were better.
No pray thee, good Meg. I'll wear this.
By my troth's not so good. And I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tie with them excellently, if the hair were a thought browner. And your gown's a most rare fashion, faith. I saw a Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
By my troth, by a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth of gold and cuts and laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, for an underborn with a bluish tinsel. But for fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 off.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
It'll be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee, art not ashamed?
What, lady? Of speaking honorably?
Tomorrow, cuz. Well, sweet hero. Why, how now? Do you speak in this tune?
I'm out of all other tune, methinks. 'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I'm exceeding ill.
Hey ho. For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For the letter that begins them all, H.
These gloves the count sent me. They are excellent perfume.
I'm stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maiden stuff. There's goodly catching you cold.
Oh, God help me. God help me. So how long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it, doth not my wit become me rarely?
It is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. By my troth, I am sick.
Get ye some of this distilled party's Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There thou prickst her with a thistle.
Benedictus, why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus.
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think perchance I think you're in love. Nay, butter lady, I'm not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think. If I would think my heart out of thinking that you're in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedict is such another, and now is he become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in spite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madame! Withdraw the prince, the count, senior Benedict, and all the clowns of town are here to come fetch you to church. Let the dress be good, cuz, good Megan Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, that it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, ma'am.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
Well, if it pleases your worship to say so. But we are the poor duke's officers. But truly for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it all in my heart to bestow it on your worship.
All thy tediousness on me, ah?
Hey, and 'twere 1,000 times more than 'tis.
I would fain know what you have to say.
One word, sir.
Ma'am.
Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste as may appear unto you.
It shall be substance. Go, good partner. Go get ye to Francis Sequel. Bid him bring his pen and his inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examine those men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will warrant no wit, I warrant you.
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Oh, lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not conjoin, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer none.
What men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do. Stand thee by, friar. Will you, with free and unconstrained soul, give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back? Whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonata, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sight of semblance in her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were made by these exterior shows?
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Not on these seeming, I'm right against it! You seem to me as Diana in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere it be blown, but you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus. Oh, those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Ma'am, they are spoken, and these things are true.
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that motherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do, as thou art my child.
Oh, God, defend me, how am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not a hero? Who can blot out that name with any disreproach?
Nary that can hero. Hero itself can blot out hero's virtue. What man was he? Talked with you out at your window betwixt 12 and 1. Now if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
You are no maiden, Leonata. I am sorry you must hear, but upon my honor, my sisters, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, talk with the ruffian outside her window last night.
Oh, hero, what a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed upon thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul. Most fair, fare well, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee, O luck up all gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it more be gracious.
No man's dagger here a point for me.
How now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus away. Smother her spirits out.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, aunt. Hero. Why, hero. Aunt! Senor Benedict! Friar!
Fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
Hero. Why, hero.
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes. For didst I think thou wouldst not quickly die, thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself would on the reward of reproaches strike it.
Ma'am, be patient. For my part, I am so attired and wonder I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I had this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Would the prince lie and Claudio lie who loved her so that speaking of her foulness washed it with tears? Hence from her let her die.
Hear me a little. Call me a fool. Trust not my reading nor my observations, with which experimental seal doth warrant the tenure of my book. Trust not my age, my reverence, calling, nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here, under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Why seest thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. O my mother, prove you that any man with me converse to hours in need, or that I yesterday maintained the change of words with any creature, refuse me, hate me, torture me to death. There is some strange misprison in the princes.
And two of them have the very bent of honor. And if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John, the bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
They speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the prince is left for dead. Let her while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed.
What shall become of this? What shall this do?
She dying, as it must so be maintained, upon the instant she was accused, should be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have we prize not the worth whiles we enjoy it. But being lacked and lost, why then we rack the value. Then we find the virtue possession would not show us whiles it was ours. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of his imagination. And every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, while moving delicate and full of life into the eye and prospect of his soul, the when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if ever love had interest in his liver, he wish she had not so accused her.
Madam Leonata, let the friar advise you in this. And though you know my ignorance and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest wine may lead me.
Come, lady, I to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, Signor, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
I have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way. No such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
Strange is the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. Oh, I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear by it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that swears I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest. I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
I was about to protest. I loved you.
And do it with all your heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny. Farewell.
Oh, tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone though I am here. There's no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is it not approved in the height a villain, that hath scorned, slandered, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand till they come to take hands? And then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor, Oh, God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, sweet
Toss
Beatrice.
the man out of the window. A proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice?
Oh, that I were a man for his sake. Or that I had a new friend would be a man for my sake. That manhood is melted into courtesy, valor into compliment, and men are only turned to tongue, and trim ones too. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with breathing.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so leave you. By this hand, Claudio will render me a dear account. When you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so, farewell.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors?
Marry, that am I.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before, Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What's your name, friend?
Braccio.
Oh, pray, write down Baraccio. And yours, Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, and my name is Conrad.
Oh, pray write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. So how answer you for yourselves?
Marry, madam, we say we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow, I assure you. But I will go about with him. Come hither, Sirrah. A word in your ear, sir. I say to you, it is thought that you are false knaves.
Madam, I say to you, we are none.
Ah, God stand aside, for they are both in the tale. Have you written down that they are none?
You go not the way to examine, you must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Oh, yea, Mary, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forward. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man, said sir, that John, the prince's sister, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, that's flat perjury to call the prince's sister a villain.
Master Constable.
Oh, pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy looks, I promise thee. What heard you him say else?
Mary that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Why, that's flat burglary as ever was committed.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace her before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain! Oh, thou wilt be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
This is all.
Oh,
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly thrown away. Hero in this manner accused, in this very manner refused. And upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonata. We will go before and show her their examination.
come, let them be opinioned. Come, bind them, thou naughty varmint.
Away, you are ass, you are ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here, to write me down an ass. But masters, forget not that I am an ass, though it be not written down. No, forget not ye!
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself, and 'tis not wisdom thus the second grief against yourself.
Pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sail.
Sister.
Give not me counsel, nor let no comfort delight mine ears, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe, the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, as thus for thus, and such a grief for such, in every lineament, branch, shape, and form. If such a one will smile and stroke his beard, in sorrow wag, cry him when he should groan, patch grief with proverbs, make misfortune drunk with candle wasters. Bring him yet to me, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man. For sister, men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel. But tasting it, their counsel turns to passion, which before would give preceptual medicine to rage, their strong madness in a silken thread, charm ache with hair, and agony with words. No, 'tis almon's office to speak patience to those that bring under the load of sorrow. But no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
There do men and children nothing differ.
Pray thee, peace, I will be flesh and blood. For there was never yet a philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently, however they have writ the style of gods and made a push at chance and sufferings.
Yet, bend not all the harm upon yourself. Let those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speak'st reason. Yea, I will do so. My soul doth tell me here was belied. And that shall Claudio know, so shall the princes know, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good den. Good den.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords?
We have some haste, Leonata.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good lady.
If she could right herself of quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs her?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou! Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Mary, besew my hand if it should give your age such cause of fear, for my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man.
Never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a daughter, nor a fool, as under privilege of age to brag what I have done being young, or would do were not I old. No, Claudio, to thy head! Thou hast so wronged mine innocent child in me that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days do challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child.
You say not right, old woman.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare, despite his nice fence and his active practice, his May of youth and his bloom of lustihood.
Away! I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killst me, boy, thou shalt kill a woman.
He shall kill two of us, and women indeed, but that's no matter. Let him kill one first. Win me and wear me. Let him speak to me. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir, boy. Come, follow me, sir, boy. I'll whip you from your 40 fence. Nay, as a woman I will. Hold you content. God knows I love my niece, and she is dead, slandered to death by villains that dare as well answer as men indeed, as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, jacks, braggarts, milksops.
Lady Ursula.
Content yourself. I know them, yea, and what they weigh, even to the outmost scruple. Scambling, outfacing, fashion-monging boys that lie and cog and flout, deprave and slander, speak half a dozen dangerous words. How they might hurt their enemies if they durst, and that is all. Lady Ursula. Come, 'tis no matter. Do not you meddle, let me deal in this.
Ladies both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but upon mine honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true, and very full of proof.
My lord, my
I will
lord!
not listen to you.
No. Come away, sister. I will be heard.
See, here comes the man we went to see.
No, senor. What news?
Good day, my lord.
We've been up and down to seek for thee. We are high-proof melancholy and would fain have it beaten away. Wouldst thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Never any did so, though very many have been beside their wit.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
May I speak a word in your ear? Thou art a villain. I jest not. I will make it good. How you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You've killed a sweet lady.
Well, I will meet you, so that I may have good cheer.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your sister, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. As for my lord Blackbeard there, he and I shall meet. But till then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
Most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
He hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is, when he puts on his doublet and hose and leaves off his wit. Did he not say my sister was fled?
Come, you, sir. Come, you, sir. If justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons than her balance. And you being a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
Officers, what offense have these men committed?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things, and to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee why they are committed. Sixth and lastly, what you lay to their charge, and to conclude, what is their crime?
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division. And by my troth, there's one meaning well suited.
Officers, what offense have you committed that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What is your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I've deceived even your very eyes, which your wisdoms cannot discover. These shallow fools have brought to light. Who, in the night, overheard me confessing to this man, how Don John, your sister, incensed me to slander the lady Hero. How you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I should rather see with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation, and briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my sister put thee up to this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
She is framed and confirmed of this treachery, and fled is she upon this villainy.
Oh, sweet hero. What a...
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. Bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our Saxon hath reformed Madame Leonardo of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here comes Madame Lady Leonardo.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wrong, look on me.
Why, thou, the slave that with thy breath hast killed my child.
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank thee, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your avenger self. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin, yet sinned I not but in mistaking.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter almost the copy of my child that is dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her daughter, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble ma'am, you over kindness dothering tears for me, and I embrace her offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow morning, then, I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, whom I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your sister.
No, by my soul, she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke with me, but always hath been just and virtuous in anything that I do know by her.
Marry, sir, which indeed is not under white and black. The plaintiff here. The offender did call me ass. And I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank thee for thy honest care and pains.
Your worship speaks like a youthful and brethren youth.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Till tomorrow, my lords. Farewell.
We will not fail you.
Tonight, no mourneth hero.
You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The God of love that sits above and knows me and knows me how pitiful I deserve. I mean in singing, but in loving Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of painters, and a whole book full of these quondam carpetmongers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse, yet they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it rhyme. I have tried. I can find no rhyme for baby But lady! An innocent rhyme. For horn, scorn. A hard rhyme. For school, fool. A babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet. I cannot ruin festival terms. Lady Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Very well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with what I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon will I kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge. Either I must shortly hear from him, or I will ascribe him a coward. And now, I pray thee, tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintain so politic a state of evil, that they will not admit any good parts to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Oh, suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you will spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours. For I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. Is not a wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
How doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and men. Thereupon will I leave you, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your aunt. It has been proved that he has been falsely accused. The Prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Donna is the author of all who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go to hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy aunts.
Is this the monument of Leonardo?
It is.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was hero that here lies. Death in garden of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. And thou there upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Music sound and sing the song in
What in goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night, from which with songs of woe, round about her tomb they go. Midnight assist our Lord, help us to sigh and grow.
Unto thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio who accused her, upon the error you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I am glad all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith and force to bring in Claudio to reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for thee, come hither masked.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think,
To do what, senor?
to bind me, or undo me, one of the two. Madam Leonada, truth it is, good madam, your niece regards me with an eye of favor,
That I my daughter lent her? 'Tis most true.
and I do with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from the prince, and from Claudio. But what's your will?
Your answer, ma'am, is enigmatical, but for my will is your goodwill may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in state of honorable marriage. For which, good friar, I will desire your help.
My heart is with your liking, and my help. Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she, and I do give you her.
Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hands before this holy friar. I am your husband if you like.
When I lived, I was your other wife. When you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero.
Nothing certainer. One here died, but I do live, and as surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero. The hero that was dead.
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement I can qualify. When after the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of her hero's death. Meanwhile, let wonder seem familiar. And to the chapel let us presently.
Oh, soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice.
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no!
Why then, the prince and your aunt and Claudio, they have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no. More than reason.
Well, then my cousin Ursula and Margaret are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no matter. Then you do not love me.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her, for here is a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another writ from my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing your affection onto Benedict.
But by this light, I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you. But by this good day, I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
Oh.
How does Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. Since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flout at me, for I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion.
Come, come, we are friends. Let us have a dance ere we are married.
Prince, thou lookest sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.